This video is going to show you step by step of how to upload serial numbers based off of locations. The first thing you're going to want is your locations and your serial numbers attached to those locations. And then you're going to need this layout. So you're going to need your locations and serials. You need an open sheet for your sitemap and max. You're going to need an open sheet for your foreman for cross-referencing. And then you're going to need an open sheet to put the serial template in so we can upload it. The first thing we're going to grab is our sitemap for our MAC addresses so we can figure out what MAC addresses correspond to what locations we're looking for. So first off, we're going to go to sitemap for the site that we're uploading serials for. This case, it'll be site 1. I'm going to hit upload locations and I'm going to choose by max. Once we have this file, I'm just going to go into here and I'm going to drop it in. Upload, browse. I'm going to choose the most recent one, which is this. And then I'm going to append it to the current sheet. So now that we have the sitemap, what we're going to do with it is we're going to use equals concat. We're going to select the rack, or use a comma. We're going to select the index plus 1. And that will give us all the true values. Next, I'm going to move this to the left side of the MAC addresses. This is necessary because we need to do that to VLOOKUP with. So I'm going to go to locations and serials. In this column right here, I'm going to do equals VLOOKUP. I'm going to select our locations, the entire column that has our locations in it. I'm going to hit a comma. I'm going to move over, and I'm going to select A and B, basically our locations and our MAC addresses. I'm going to hit F4. If you're on a laptop, you may need to hit function F4. Then I'm going to hit comma 2, because the second value is what we're looking for, comma 0 to specify an exact match, and then I'm going to close it off. I'm going to drop that down by just hitting this twice. And now we have all of our MAC addresses. As you can see right here, there are a few spots that are empty on sitemap, even though there's things in those locations. And so that will need to be fixed later on. So what I'm going to do in order to not upload those, I'm going to just insert one row above, create a filter, select this. I'm going to get rid of those NA values. I'm just going to copy all of this. Then I'm going to select all again so those NA values show up again. And then if I were to VLOOKUP, even with that filter on, it would still grab these NA values, and that's not what I want. So I'm just going to select all of these, delete them. Then I'm going to Control-Shift-V. And now we have gotten rid of those NA values, and we don't have to worry about finding them in a VLOOKUP anymore. So the next thing that we are going to do is grab our foreman for cross-referencing. I'm simply going to go to miners. Under the correct pickaxe, I'm going to wait for it to load and then download the CSV. This download typically takes a little bit because Foreman has changed the way they allow downloads. So it will take some time. All right, that's done downloading now, so we can import it. I am going to just bring it in really quickly, and then again, I will append it to the current sheet. And now our next step is going to be getting the serial template in order. So I'm just going to go to Sheets, and I'm just going to start typing in serial template. Right here, here it is. And then I'm just going to copy these down and bring it over and paste it in. So this is the serial template that we use. We need to use our MAC addresses and serials here. We're going to populate those. So I'm just going to go to that sheet where we compiled everything. I'm going to choose our MAC addresses first. And then I'm going to paste those into here. And then I'm going to choose my serial numbers next. And I'm going to paste those into here. Next, we need to find our IP, miner name, and miner ID, and that's where the foreman cross-referencing comes in. So I need to move the MAC to the furthest left side, and then the next thing I'm going to need is the miner ID, then the miner name, and then I need to move over the miner IP as well. So now we have everything in order so that we can VLOOKUP very seamlessly. So I'll go here, and first I will find the miner ID. Just by using a VLOOKUP. Now we have all of our miner IDs, and I can drag that down. Next, I will do the miner names. And next, I'll do the API IP, which is just the IP on Foreman. All right, so now we have everything formatted, and that is everything you need to do to be able to upload these serial numbers, but I will demonstrate how to upload them. It's also important to understand that Foreman now only allows for 1,000 serial uploads at once. So you'd need, if you had any more than 1,000, to break it off into chunks. So all you have to do is bulk edit, select all miners, edit, and then you're going to type in serials, upload CSV, going to choose the template that you just downloaded, and then you're going to confirm the edit and apply. And now let's verify that we did that correctly. So I'm going to go into the sheet, go to our locations and serials, choose any of them, but I'm going to choose pod 1A3. I'm going to copy this serial down. I'm going to paste it into here. And it in fact is pod 1A3, indicating that we did this correctly. That is how to upload serial numbers based off of locations.